So you're going to MFF in less than a week and want your photos to not suck? Here's a few tips. Tip 1 seems kind of obvious, but get outside if you can. This can be kind of tough because at cons, people tend to sleep in kind of late, and in December, the sun goes down at like 3 p.m. But if you can get people outside before the sun goes down, you're gonna have a much better time, and it's gonna be much easier to get nice photos. The rest of the tips are gonna be for inside because that's where most of the people are most of the time, and that's kind of where most of the problems happen. Tip 2 is kind of similar to tip 1, and just try to take photos during the daytime. If you can take photos where the natural light is coming in, it's gonna work out so much better for you. One of the best areas is an area everyone kind of calls the fishbowl because it's just a big giant dome skylight that lets in tons of natural light and is usually really good for photos. You'll find people doing group photos there, family photos there, all kinds of stuff. Generally, during the daytime, just look for windows and try to use that window light to your advantage. Tip 3 is work with your camera, not against it. Once the sun goes down, the lobby does kind of turn into a bit of a cave, but that doesn't mean there's no light to be found. There's plenty of areas where there's diffused light coming from the walls. There's these cool light pillars that you can use. There are lit signs you can even use as kind of like an LED light. They're all great options. There are some areas that are just really dark. Just don't take photos there. If you have the ability, ask your subject, your suitor, to walk with you like 50 feet to an area where there's some better light and use that instead. I promise you, your photos will look better because of it. Once you find an area that's nicely lit, try and position your subject so the light is hitting the front of them. Don't position them with it behind them so they're backlit. That's not what you want. Hopefully, some of these tips have helped you out and will help you out at MFF later this week or at any future con that you go to.